Amidst the crowded scene where people were pushing and pressing to see Jesus, a frail woman struggled to make her way through the crowd. She had suffered from a hemorrhage for 12 long years, a pain both physical and spiritual beyond words. According to Jewish law, she was considered unclean, shunned by others, and forced to live in isolation. Yet, an unshakable faith burned within her heart. She believed that if she could just touch the fringe of Jesus' robe, she would be healed. As the crowd surged forward, she reached out her trembling hand and brushed the edge of his garment. Instantly, the bleeding stopped. Her body felt light and whole again. It was the moment of a miracle one, born not from mere action, but from deep and steadfast faith. Jesus stopped and asked, "Who touched me?" The people were confused, but he knew power had gone out from him. The woman fell to her knees, confessing through tears that she had touched his robe. Jesus looked at her with compassion and said, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." In that moment, 12 years of suffering vanished. She was restored not only in body, but also in spirit. Faith had turned despair into a miracle, proving that even a small, sincere belief can bring complete healing. The woman trembled as she knelt before the crowd, tears streaming down her weary face. For 12 years, she had carried an unseen burden. People avoided her, labeling her unclean, unworthy of touch, unfit for community life. Yet deep inside, she held a powerful faith. If she could only touch the hem of Jesus' garment, she would be healed. When Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" the disciples were puzzled by the pressing crowd. But he knew someone had touched him with faith, not curiosity. The frightened woman stepped forward and confessed everything, her long years of illness, and the belief that pushed her to defy fear and law to reach him. Jesus looked at her with gentle mercy. He did not rebuke or reject her. Instead, he said softly, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." His words shone like light breaking through darkness. Her physical suffering vanished, and her soul was freed from loneliness, fear, and guilt. Jesus stood amid the murmuring crowd, his eyes filled with tenderness as he gazed at the trembling woman kneeling before him. She had just confessed that she was the one who touched the hem of his garment. Her voice quivered with shame and emotion. She knew her act could make him ritually unclean, yet her faith outweighed her fear. 12 years of rejection and pain had ended with a single touch that brought her healing. Jesus did not scold or withdraw. He stepped closer and spoke gently, "You are no longer unclean." Those words washed over her soul like cleansing water, freeing her from guilt and solitude. Then he added, "It was not my garment that healed you, it was your faith." In that instant, she was restored not only in health, but also in dignity. Jesus called her daughter, a sacred title of acceptance and unconditional love. The crowd watched in awe as he smiled and said, "Go in peace." The woman walked away radiant with joy. After years of darkness, she had found light, faith, and the love of God once more. When the woman confessed everything, the crowd fell silent. Jesus stood with eyes full of compassion. He understood the pain she had carried years of isolation, fear, and rejection. Yet, the moment she touched his garment, divine power flowed through her faith, healing both body and soul. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." Those words did more than affirm a miracle. They set her free. No longer was she the unclean woman, but a daughter of God. In that moment, her dignity was restored, and she was welcomed back into her community and into God's love. The witnesses were moved, not only by the physical miracle, but also by the power of love and faith. Jesus did not only heal sickness, he healed hearts broken by despair, reigniting them with new hope. After blessing her, he continued his journey, for others still waited to be touched by faith. Yet, her story would echo through time, reminding all that even a small, sincere faith can bring forth great miracles. After the woman was healed, Jesus looked at her lovingly and said, "Daughter, your faith has saved you. Go in peace." Those words sounded like a hymn of hope, closing the chapter of her long suffering. No longer rejected or afraid, she became a living witness to the power of faith. Jesus had not only healed her body, but also restored her dignity. In his eyes, no one was unclean or excluded. All souls were worthy of love and redemption. The story stands as a symbol of spiritual rebirth, where true faith opens the way for God's grace to flow freely. As Jesus continued on his path, he said there were still others waiting for miracles, others with faith like hers. His mercy, without limit, awaited anyone who would come to him with a sincere heart. The woman rose, sunlight warming her face. She smiled, knowing her life had been forever changed. The illness was gone, but more importantly, her heart had been healed by faith, love, and divine compassion. Jesus smiled as he watched her walk away in peace, and continued his journey. He said there were still many who needed to be touched, not by hands, but by hearts filled with belief and the desire for salvation. The image conveys a profound truth. God's love never stops at one miracle. It continues to flow through all who have faith. The woman walked away, leaving behind the whispers of the crowd, her heart filled with perfect peace. She had been called Daughter, a sacred name she might never have dreamed to hear. From that day forward, she carried a new mission: to share her story as a living witness to the healing power of faith and the boundless mercy of Jesus Christ.